Hi guys, welcome to another Road Pilgrim video. Today we are actually at An Siang Hill and we're actually at this local plant-based butcher called Love Handle, and we are here for a very special reason because together with Volkswagen and Skoda Singapore, we're actually going to go on a drive, and not just any drive, but a drive of some of the latest EVs that they are going to be launching soon. So this is really like kind of like the future of the auto industry. A while back ago, we actually took a drive with Volkswagen and Skoda to the Zaru in some of the Cat A cars that they produce and sell here in Singapore. But today we're going to take it one step further. We're going to go on a drive of some of the EVs and take a look, take a first impression and see how those cars feel. Without any further ado, let's go check out the place. Alright guys, so we are done with lunch. It's a super tasty vegan lunch. I must admit, I'm actually not very used to this sort of vegan alternative meats, but I think it was a really good intro into that kind of cuisine, and I think it also ties in really well into what we're going to be doing this afternoon, which is to drive some of the latest EVs from Volkswagen and Skoda Singapore. So behind me what you see is the ID.4 GTX. We're also going to be test driving the ID.4 as well as the Skoda Enyaq, which is of course something that we saw at the Singapore Motor Show, and I think we were all quite taken by the design. Of course, the one that we saw in Motor Show was a coupe version. This is the regular one, but the coupe will be coming to Singapore as well. So let's go check out the cars, get a closer first look, and then we're going to jump into the cars and be on our way. Let's go. Okay guys, so this is the Skoda Enyaq, and it's in this nice weird camo green livery. So we're going to jump into this car. This is going to be our first car. After that, we're going to do ID.4 and then ID.4 GTX. I got some co-pilots with me today, in the background. Like Shuji, you want to say hi? Hi! Okay, so let's go for the drive right now. I think the first thing you kind of notice about this car is that it actually feels very well built. It has these vegan materials. I don't know if you call it vegan leather. We can check with Skoda later on. But anyway, these are super soft touch. They feel like one of those nice beanie soft toys that you get at an amusement park. The whole car feels very well built, and it's a very good size. I think Jackson, you were in the back just now, and I think that was a particularly comfortable experience. Jackson, how tall are you?
185.
185, and how do you feel?
I had a lot of leg room.
Okay, so pretty good amounts of leg room, even for somebody that's 185. So I think most regular human beings should be quite comfortable. Right? I'm 175 meters tall, and just now my seat was set to, the driver's seat was set to my arrangement. So if the driver is 175 meters tall and there's still enough space for a 185 centimeter tall person behind, then I think that it's quite safe to say the car is pretty sizable. Other than that, being an EV, obviously you can feel the instant torque in the car. Being an SUV, you can also feel the heft, so when you're chucking into corners, definitely you can feel the weight and the inertia. But then again, I don't think this is the kind of car that you're going to be chucking into corners very often. So I think this is going to be employed mainly as a really well-made family car. I would be really interested to find out how much the launch price is for this when it does come out, because I think if it's priced somewhere in the mid 200,000s, then I think the car actually puts forth a very good value proposition that will come up very well against other cars in the market like the Kia EV6. Now we're going to head back to where we dropped off the car and where we're going to do a changeover. We're going to go jump into the ID.4. We're going to regroup with Shuji, and then we're going to jump into the ID.4 and then go for our next drive. Before we do that, if you have enjoyed this video, or you are enjoying this video because we're not done, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. We would greatly appreciate it, because it's not only car reviews that we do week on week. We also go to car events, and it's always nice to have you guys with us. So if you want to be notified of videos like that as well, please subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more content of a similar type. Alright, so let's head back and do a driver swap, or car swap actually. So we just jumped out of the ID.4, the regular ID.4, and now we are jumping into the ID.4 GTX. So for those of you who are not familiar with how the naming convention is going to work from now on, the GTX is a bit like the GTI that you find in the current crop of petrol cars. And the GTX will actually sort of encompass the performance range of cars. So throughout the entire range of Volkswagens, whether it's a ID.3, ID.4, ID.7 in future, if they hold the GTX label, it means that they are the performance range. And currently now we are in the ID.4 GTX, so this is actually a dual motor version of the ID.4. More powerful, we have yet to see whether it handles better, but this is definitely the performance spec car in the range. Actually, one of the interesting things is that when we jumped over from the Skoda Enyaq over into the ID.4, and they're both based on both cars are actually based on the same platform. So in terms of size and footprint, they're actually technically the same. But I think the Enyaq felt like probably a more family-oriented car. It felt a lot more plush, a lot more roomy, and it just felt a little bit more put together with class. However, behind the wheel, I must say that the ID.4 immediately feels different. I prefer the drive in the ID.4 much more. The steering feels a lot more direct. There's a lot more weight behind the wheel as well. And I think the whole chassis feels a little bit more planted. Although maybe it may be arguable that the Enyaq is probably a bit more comfortable. So now we're going to take this for a drive. We're gonna go chuck it around some corners maybe, and then see how the ID.4 GTX feels. Let's go. Alright, let's see how the GTX does around this long left. I must say it's still an SUV, so you still get a little bit scared. But overall, I think it has done quite well, quite decently. You definitely feel the power on, you know, when you put your foot down. And interestingly, I feel that the power that the ID.4 delivers feels a lot more natural and organic, in a sense where if you liken this to a petrol powered car, obviously there are differences between how a naturally aspirated engine and a turbocharged engine kicks in the power. And I must say, for an EV, it's quite surprising that the ID.4 feels a lot closer to a naturally aspirated car as compared to a turbocharged car. So the power doesn't slam you back in your chair, it just wells up, spools up, and then drags you forward, which is actually really nice. I think it's a very positive trait that differentiates itself from other EVs in the market. What a nice drive. Alright guys, so that's all for today. We have finished the drives of all three cars. So just a quick little recap, because I think there are a few differences between the cars. And you know, to be very honest, right, when I kind of started the drive today, I thought that the cars would feel quite similar because they're all built on the MQB platform. But the truth is, the Enyaq and the ID.4 actually feel a little bit more like different from one another. The Enyaq is a lot more cushy, a lot more comfortable, a lot more family oriented, whereas the ID.4 I think is a bit more driver oriented and actually feels nicer when you do chuck it around the corner. So I think when the cars do actually launch for the consumers and come out, I think it's definitely going to be interesting to see which car is going to be more popular among the consumers. Till then, like I said, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. If not, please take care of yourself, stay safe, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.